We made it! We can't wait to get on the road again.
Are we rolling?
We're rolling.
Rolling tape?
Rolling tape.
So, alright. What is it? 11:30?
Yep.
So we got up this morning. Beautiful desert, west of Las Vegas.
Yes.
About a day behind what we wanted to be, but that's okay.
Yep.
We got a few minutes to slow down. I'm realizing that like the traveling's good, and it's good to get out and see stuff, especially maybe places you haven't been yet, you know.
Yeah.
But I also like to stay in one spot for a while and just like slow down and connect, like get rid of the hectic pace of daily life, you know.
Yeah.
To me, that's what getting out is all about.
Right.
So it's like that change of pace where when we're travel, it's just boom, 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 and it's like, I realized this morning as I was sitting there before you got up and just, you know, sitting in the early morning and taking in the landscape, that I was carrying that energy with me, that like busy, you know?
Yeah.
So I had to kind of like shift that for myself, so, yeah.
Gotcha.
Like, it clings on to you, you're not even thinking that I'm busy, but it's still in your body somewhere, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And, so we think the mouse is still in the car somewhere, though he didn't come out, so he's probably dying somewhere we think, you heard some noise this morning.
Yeah, in the
rear fender area.
Yeah, on the passenger side.
So he's probably behind the trim there.
Yep.
So I'm gonna have to pull that trim off.
Yep.
Which is good, because actually I'm gonna like make lemonade out of lemons, because I can pull that trim, run all kinds of wiring for, like, I want to put in some backup lights, some off-road lights for backing up in the dark, you know?
Yeah.
Because the reverse lights, even with the LEDs, are just kind of not there.
Yeah.
And not good enough. This guy just pulled out right in front of me.
People.
Campsite was great.
It was beautiful.
It was on Overlander, and the actual one was taken, but that whole road had pull-offs on it everywhere.
Yeah.
So it was really nice, good temperatures, nice and cool for sleeping.
Yeah.
Almost chilly.
Almost. It was chilly.
It was chilly.
It was chilly.
Desert, hot during the day, cold at night.
Pretty cold.
And so now we just got into Arizona.
Yep. And we're making our way to Kingman, Arizona, so that way we can hop on Route 66, get those milkshakes we were talking about yesterday, and see maybe some more ghost towns or just old route. And we passed the Hoover Dam, but we passed the Hoover Dam. That was cool. Didn't see it, but we passed it.
Forgot to look at it.
We forgot to look at it. But
And then sat in Las Vegas traffic for 40 minutes.
Yeah, that was miserable.
Because something was closed. I don't know what it was. Like the whole chunk of town was closed, like all the roads.
Yeah, the police cars, the highways no one was on like the east-west highways. North-south was the only one that had people on it, and we were just, it was crazy. It was crazy.
So I think it's kind of another day of travel. I was hoping to be there by now, be to Sedona by now, but traffic and other things and side stops and everything conspired, and it took longer to get through Death Valley than I thought.
Yeah.
And then city traffic, you know, in the bay and blah blah blah. It's okay though.
Yes.
But I'm looking forward to, by tonight, getting into some campsites and spending the next couple days Sedona. We want to see some like Native American archaeological sites.
Yep.
Just do some trails or like do some hiking or something.
Yep.
Maybe an early morning hike before it gets hot.
Yeah.
And yeah, just like be in one space for a while and just like settle into the scenery, settle into the energies of the earth there, and just get more present. You know, have a few days of that.
Yeah.
Just being still. So to set up a nice camp, you know, have a good, not be so go go go.
Yeah.
And get off the blacktop.
Yeah.
We've gotten some dirt in, but not enough.
Not enough. And the blacktop is hot.
We saw a bunch of, I don't know if any of you were watching out there, but we saw a bunch of, we saw an overland convoy at Rhyolite Ghost Town.
Yep.
There was about, what, 8 rigs?
Yeah.
It's Jeeps and Tacomas, and I think a 4Runner.
Yeah.
And they were kind of like, they were definitely all kitted out. Looked like awnings and rooftop tents, like all the goodies, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Team Overland. We saw you.
yeah, so if any of you are watching and you were at Rhyolite on the 19th of October in the afternoon, let us know in the comments,
Yes.
because we saw you.
We saw you.
A lot of Jeeps too in Death Valley.
A lot.
I think not so much the overlanding, but the hardcore, the 4x4 off-roading
Yep.
stuff. So,
Yeah.
any highlights for you between last night, or last update and right now? Just kind of going with the flow.
Yeah, just kind of going with the flow. The ghost town was cool. I'm always impressed by how fast we set camp up and take camp down.
You're getting good at it, right?
Yeah, we're getting really good at
We're
it.
a team.
We are, and even
Especially
with
since we had to unload the whole truck.
it went by really fast though. So I think it maybe only added like another 10 minutes, perhaps. So
Yeah.
we're pretty speedy.
But like Gazelle tent makes all the difference too.
Oh yeah, it's really fast. Putting it up and taking it
And
down.
not doing sleeping bags, just folding the blankets, the wool blankets.
Yeah.
So what do you think of that? Like tell everybody what. So we've been doing kind of like the classic camping with the wool blankets instead of sleeping bags. And
Yeah.
so what are your impressions?
I like the wool blankets. They are really toasty, and from the time, usually when I get in a sleeping bag, even with a sweater over my feet get the coldest typically because I'm just out here in sandals. Brought shoes, but I'm sticking with sandals. My feet turn into blocks of ice, so usually it takes maybe about, in a sleeping bag with something over my feet, probably, I don't know, 20 minutes to begin to thaw out. That might be an exaggeration, but roughly. With wool blankets, it's like 10 minutes, and I'm toasty warm from the minute I get in the blankets and fall asleep, still to the minute I get out. Even when we got up to go to the bathroom last night, I was pretty warm. And
Yeah,
they stay warm.
Wool retains the heat really nice.
Yeah, so,
The natural fibers.
yeah,
You gotta get a pretty good, expensive sleeping bag to get that natural fibers.
yeah, and I usually I have an REI sleeping bag that the boyfriend and I got, and that's what we typically use, but I think I'm gonna search for some nice wool blankets.
We got you the
Surplus, the army.
military,
Yeah,
which is really nice.
very nice.
And then we'll find you one like classic, you know, the old school white with the stripes on there, you know.
Yeah.
Colored stripes, like the heavier one like I have.
Yeah,
And we'll find you one of those.
yeah.
But I find that they breathe a lot nicer,
Mm-hmm.
so you don't get wet inside,
Exactly.
but you still stay really warm.
Yeah.
And so you don't have that like dampness, you don't get that, and then when you get out in the morning, you don't have that damp skin, so you're not chilled
Yeah,
when you get out. And then for me also, you can move around and they're not noisy,
exactly.
and they don't slide around.
Exactly.
So yeah,
Yeah, so super.
and they pack nicer too. You can fold them nice and flat, stack them, so you don't have these round rolled up things rolling around everywhere.
Exactly.
So they're really space efficient.
Yeah. And even one isn't heavy, so you know, I imagine that if I were to do backpacking or something, the Army ones at least, could roll 2 of them together and it's not too much weight. So it's really convenient, and not too much stuff sticks to it. You can shake it out really easy, and then you don't have to worry about creepy crawlies being in the sleeping bag. The last camping trip I went on with some friends, I woke up with a lot of bug bites. Was not stoked about that at all. Not at all. So this, you just fold the wool blankets over, and if there's something there, cool. If not, well, cool. We'll just crawl out anyway. So I like them.
Yeah.
I like them a lot. Probably I would have to say that we probably will have done more pavement than off-roading this trip,
Oh, yeah.
considering that we have to be on pavement on the way back home.
Vastly, a lot more.
So, yeah, this trip was, the last big trip we took was to Nevada, and we did a lot of off-roading, and pretty much all the traveling we did, I would say the minute we got into Nevada was dirt.
Yeah.
Just remember a lot of dust and dirt. So
Yeah.
this one, we're making tracks, trying to get to where we need to go, and then we'll be on a lot of dirt roads, hopefully. And maybe, if we have time, we'll go do a safari
Yeah, in Sedona.
in Sedona if we have time.
We will. We'll make time.
Cool. We're gonna go see some lions and tigers. No bears. I don't think they'll have bears. So, anyways,
That's it.
I think that's it. I'm just gonna show God out here. Mountains, hill, rocky formation things in the back. Okay, that was probably not the best time to show you, but it's still deserty. Just in case you were wondering, we are still in the desert, and it's going to be like this the rest of the trip. Not as many Joshua trees out here, but a lot more shrubbery. Shrubbery that's trying to turn into tumbleweeds. They want it. So, friends, until next time, the next time you see me, I'll be stuffing my face and just guzzling down a milkshake. So, we'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye!